Jesus Christ, that looks short. Changing that. Oh, look at how short Leon is today. Hit those twisty modes. What's up, people? Massive welcome to 2019. If you are one of our long-time followers, we love you. Thank you for following us, as always, into another new year. If you are new to the TheLeanMachines channel, I'm Leon. John is not here today, he's at home. This is my back cave. You're very welcome to join me. We get a little bit geeky in here and give you a little bit more of an education thing. Like to draw on a whiteboard, already prepped. I'm like a proper teacher today. Fat loss, 6 packs. How long does it take? Realistically, that's what we're going to break down. After 10 years plus of working in this industry, there's a little bit of a rhythm that I've started to realize, and if you can start to understand the basic bits yourself, it will be a lot less demoralizing when it comes to fat loss, and you'll reach your goal. At this point, I'm going to apologize because to start with, we do generalize, so please don't take any disrespect to this. That being said, with our clients, we get to that point, we put them into a general area, and then we start with the magic, the individualized approach, finding out a little bit more about their lifestyle. Where do they fit perfectly so we can tailor their training specifically to them and their nutrition alongside it. So if that's something that you're interested in, remember that we have the TLM online coaching. We have a wait list, right? We're not taking on any more clients for another few weeks. At the end of this month, I think we're going to open some slots. If it's something that you're interested in, maybe being coached by myself or John, drop us an email to tlmonlinecoaching@gmail.com saying, Leon, John, put me on the damn wait list. You'll get an email. First come, first serve. If you don't make it this month, do not panic. We're still going to be here with plenty of content. Anyway, let's get into it. Welcome to the brain dump board. Don't worry if you can't really see it or you can't really understand it. We're going to go through absolutely everything. So just to reiterate, the main point of this video is to give people a little bit more reassurance and understanding of roughly how long it should take them to lose the amount of fat that they want to lose. Some coaches are going to go and turn around and go, oh, go hard or go home, bro, you're talking crap. I've seen it. My job is to motivate people and keep them on the wagon. So many people out there are turning around and going, you have to do it this fast, it has to be done that quick. No, motivation long term comes from sustainable weight loss or fat loss and continual long-term adherence to a plan. And that comes with realistic expectations. That's what we're going to hopefully give you today. So when it comes to fat loss, we're going to look, right, at a generic number. All of these people on the board, all of you guys and girls out there want to lose 6 pounds of fat, right? Obviously we know that weight and fat are two different things. You know, we're not going to just generally lose fat all the time. If we've got 6 pounds to lose, we can pretty much guarantee it's not all going to be fat, but that's a whole different subject. Let's talk about an ideal world. We all know, right, that 3,500 calorie deficit will equate to 1 pound of fat, right? So when we talk about people being in a 500 calorie deficit each day, that's why, because if people want to lose a pound a week, in an ideal world, they need to be in a 500 calorie deficit each day. Over 7 days, it equates to 3,500 calories. Amazing, right? You can create that deficit, as we've talked about a million times before, in as many ways as you like. You can just take 500 calories out of your diet if you want to. 500 calorie deficit, fantastic. But if you're on 1,500 calories right now, taking another 500 out probably won't be the best because it will go below most people's BMR and you'll be pretty ill, right? Or you can take 300 calories out of your diet and then 200 calories via movement. Fantastic. Whatever it is, we need to create that 500 calorie deficit, right? Now, let's get on to our people. So now we're looking at time frames, right? And this is where it gets interesting. Because some people are going to go, well, the only difference between the time it takes to lose fat is gender, guys and girls. It doesn't. I've got 7 different categories of people and 7 different time frames that it will roughly take them on average, or you should expect to lose that fat by. And I'm going to give you reasons as to why. So, first of all, we've got the young bucks out there, the young guys and girls, the 16 to 21 age range. It can vary slightly, but like you say, this is me as a coach. I put people into these brackets. 16 to 21, there's a guy or girl here, whoever it may well be, and their only consideration at this time in their life, apart from training, living at home, living the life, boom, is they've got a job, right? Fantastic. If they come into me, say, Leon, I want to lose 6 pounds of fat, I'm like, cool, how's your lifestyle? I don't really do much, all I do is work 5 to 6 days a week, 9 to 5, pretty sedentary, it's not too bad, not too taxing physically or mentally, and then I can train. How often can you train? I can train every single day, Leon. All right, probably don't want you to, but you can. Okay, so in this world, right, I'm gonna say to them, pretty much 6 weeks. Barring any bumps in the road, 6 weeks, you can lose £1 a week. Ideally, I wouldn't have them training every single day. So remember, it has to be 500 calorie deficit per day. So on that 7th day, they're gonna have to get their NEAT up. A little bit of a tip of the cap to deer in there, if you watch those boys. You've got to do 500, you've got to lose that 500 calories somehow, right? And if it isn't just purely through your food, you need to move a little bit even on your rest days. It doesn't have to be intense, but you have to move, right? You can see where this already, that 500 calories each day can already start to be a struggle because most of us don't train every single day, or do we expect you to? Right, so then, 6 weeks, these are the freaking legends, the 5%ers, the monsters up there. They are done. In that 16 to 21-year-old age range, we've also got another person who is in full-time education, and I've put a nice little thing in there, #raving, right? Tell me all you like. If you're at college, or if you're at uni, 99% of the people that I've ever worked with who are in this category love a couple of jars, right? More than once a week. More than once a week. So you might be in the 16 to 21 age range. You might be one of those people who gets away with it every now and again. But if you come to me and I say to you, right, what's your lifestyle like? And you're like, oh, I'm in full-time education, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, cool, how often do you go out? 1 or 2 times a week. I'm going to double it straight away in my head. No disrespect, but that's normally what happens because there's a lot of spontaneity in your lifestyle, and I bloody love it. Stick with it. I'm going to turn around and say to you, realistically, to lose that £6, it's going to take you 8 to 10 weeks. And some people can go, oh yeah, whatever, that's ridiculous. I can do it so much faster than it. Some of you might, but this is just how I start to categorize people. And if you're in that bracket and you're struggling, give yourself a little bit of a break. Understand that going out and banging in 1,000 calories 2 or 3 times a week, empty calories in alcohol, is not really going to be helpful for this £6 weight loss, right? This is what I'm talking about. Life suddenly pushes everything back, and we are deluding ourselves continuously going, no, I can do it because I'm motivated. It's a new year, new me. But trust me, it will start to fade when you get on those scales and then suddenly you're like, oh, it hasn't happened this week, or oh, it's only half a pound or a couple of ounces. That's fucking amazing weight loss. If you can continue to do that every single week, you're going to get there. But just bear with it, you know, it takes time. Right, so we've done the 16 to 21s. It makes me feel really old and nostalgic when I think about it. We are now into the adult range, right? Bearing in mind, not everybody, but most people at this point in their life, when they come to see myself or another coach out there, they're coming to us for a reason. 9 times out of 10, it's because they've tried and failed before, right? So many people walk into my door or into my emails or into my DMs, sound like a right lad, married, got a kid, not much of a lad anymore, and they've tried a different diet. They've tried keto, vegan, whatever it may well be. They've done Atkins, they've done Slimming World, all the rest of them, right? And it hasn't worked for them. Every single time somebody does one of these diets, drops off, tries another one, drops off, and it's structured and it doesn't fit their lifestyle, it's gonna have an effect on their metabolism, and it's gonna make it slightly harder to lose the fat long term, making my job, it's so hard. But anyway, let's start with the adults. These geezers and girls, the first category, young, free, single. Swiping right on Tinder so fast that they're getting their NEAT up, and also they haven't really got much outside of their life that they're worrying about too much apart from their training, a little bit of a social life. The young, free and single, yes, they're probably going to be going out, but if they're as vain as I was when I was that young, I pretty much trained every single day anyway, and then trained with a hangover. Somehow, I don't know how, but then I see like Sonny Webster nowadays, gets battered on a night out, goes and snatches 150 kilos. Can't do it anymore, too old. But these guys, and they want to lose £6, I'm going to be putting them into the 8 to 10 week range as well, right? These guys are going to be quite adherent to the plan. They haven't really got an answer to anyone. They might be living by themselves by this point, so they can prepare their own food. Amazing. These are like the ideal ones. These are the ones I've always had the quickest results with, because I can turn around and say, can you do this? Can you train that? Yep. Are you going to go out the weekend? you want me to? Well, if you want to go out, go out. If not, why don't you go and do this? Okay, brilliant, I'll do that instead. I'll go out next week. You know, because there's not too much structure to their life. It's quite free and fluid. If you're in that age range, bloody enjoy it, because when we get a little bit older, that's when we have to go, is it all right to go to the gym today, babe? Yeah, how long are you going to be? Be 30 minutes. Okay, cool. Take it as 2 hours. I'll see you in a little while. Okay, cool. Can you pick up some butter on the way home? Yeah, basically. Right. I don't even know. Next one is partners. Young love. Hashtag Fitspo. Hashtag couple goals. This is very important, right? There's 2 different types of partners. You're not married, you're just together. But this couple, you both train, right? And this sounds really brutal. But honestly, it makes so much difference in a household if you both train compared to if one person trains and the other doesn't. Trust me, I've done this for so long with clients, and it takes longer. If you've got a partner sitting there banging in Kettle's crisps every night and you're going, I'm just gonna have a salad tonight, a little bit of salmon. You're sitting there going, you're putting all the freaking temptations right in front of me. Nice one, really appreciate it. Right, these guys, 10 to 12 weeks, right, on average. Why? Because they have got a relationship. There's also that little bit of a spark, a little bit of spontaneity going on and everything like that. Don't get me wrong, this can happen throughout with everybody. But at that time, they might be getting ready for a holiday. They might randomly go to the cinema a little bit more dates, meals out, eating a little bit more, overindulgence, enjoying each other's time. Cheeky. I always will add an extra few weeks. Can you see how far we've already got from this ideal of 6 weeks, £1 a week? Why? Because life happens whether you like it or not, whether I like it or not. This might start to look a little bit negative to some people. That's probably because they don't want to face the truth. This is honestly going to help so many people, so stick with it. Right, next up, we have got the partners. Like I said, the partner who does not train, the person who sits there and has every temptation. You're like, oh, I love a Terry's chocolate orange, but I won't have one because I'm on a diet. And then someone comes home, you love her, and goes, oh babe, I got you a present. Oh, what is it? It's Terry's chocolate orange. Like, great, 800 calories of emptiness and joy. Right, these guys, they're going up 12 to 14 weeks, right? Almost double, well it is double and some, at the time it takes somebody who's down there, the young bucks, to lose 6 pounds. Why? Because life. At this point, you've got a partner who's, you're not arguing about it, but you have, this person doesn't care. In the nicest possible way, some people do support their partners with their goals. In my experience, most of them don't. They're like, I don't bloody care. They almost make you feel a little bit bad for doing it to start with, because it makes them feel insecure and all the rest of it. Ooh, I'm not gonna get involved in all that kind of stuff, but trust me, I've been there. Right, next up, I'm one of these now. Parents. My kid cannot walk, she cannot talk. All right, she's only like 3-4 weeks old. She's not that old. But parents, you guys and girls out there, you have got less time. You have got more responsibilities than anyone else on average above you in this list, right? So what am I going to say to you? You are actually, in my world, you sit within that same area as the partner who doesn't train. Because you've got something else to consider, something else that's going to pull you away from your training. Your training time might be shortened, it might be a little bit more structured. You might have to work out at home opposed to going to the gym, which again, the stimulus is going to be great for a short period of time, but then after a period of time, I might have to say to you, is there any way you can get to the gym? Because you're just not going to be able to get the work that you need without having your calories through the freaking floor, and you're having to do something every single day at home, right? 12 to 14 weeks to lose 6 pounds. Realistically, right? Unless you've got a ton of weight to lose. Remember that I'm generalizing this on the average when we're going towards a 6-pack, like I said, or a completely fat tummy. I know it's going to be completely different if someone's 300-400 pounds. They're going to lose 6 pounds just, by moving. So just remember. Right, so the parents. And then, I'm sorry if you fit into this category, but this is just my personal experience. The final ones. And it doesn't matter to me whether you're parents, whether you're single, whether you're in a relationship or not, the shift workers. 14 to 16 weeks, right, to lose 6 pounds. You can, and I have had guys and girls in every single one of these categories achieve that in the period of time, and actually in shorter periods of time than the general averages that I've put on there. But more so than not, most people don't. They kind of sit within that area because other things happen from the day that they decide to sign up to their protocol to the day that they achieve. A lot of life happens in that period of time, which we don't account for. I do as a coach because it makes me, in my opinion, a bloody good coach. Shift workers, you guys and girls have got it tough. Your sleep pattern is all over the place. So many people I work with on shifts, they don't have a consistent shift. They don't have all of their shifts are night shifts. All of their shifts are day shifts. They have earlies, mids, lates, 4 days on, 4 days off. And with those sleep patterns all over the place, it can play a little bit more with their hunger, and they get a little bit more, I'm a little bit more tired, so they want to treat themselves a little bit more. Working in hospitals, I know what it's like on those wards. There's always a box of roses or Quality Street in there. Somebody always brings in chocolates, and it doesn't matter how strong your willpower is, at some point it will crack. And that's what I'm there to help with, is understanding that life happens. I'm somebody who turns around and goes out and wants to have a few jars, but I understand the fact that I'm like, right, that just pushes everything back a little bit if I do it every single week. It's the accumulative effect of life which starts to bring these averages down a little bit. So hopefully that made a little bit of sense. Let me just push you back a sec. So there we go. And I know that can seem a little bit like I'm pigeonholing people and generalizing the whole approach, but it's easier to start there and then just bring it back. Give yourself more motivation, be more positive as you push forward. Like I say, once I've got my clients into one of those gaps, I then turn around and find out a little bit more about their lifestyle, their sleep patterns, their satiety levels, all that kind of stuff. Other engagements, do they go to classes? Do they go out and have drinks with their mates every week? Do they have a meal every week? All that kind of stuff, because then it starts to change and it tips the scales between, is it going to take longer or is it going to take less time? And that's the way that I want all of you watching this video to start looking at your fat loss journey. How long do you want it to take? How long realistically is it going to take? And how much life can you account for around it, which is also going to add a little bit more time. Oh, there we go. I hope that made sense. That's basically, like I say, that's just my brain. That's how I work as a coach. If it helped, amazing. Give it a massive thumbs up. If there's any feedback that you've got, any questions that you want to ask, put them below. Give the video a massive thumbs up, as I always say. Subscribe, touch the bell so you get a notification when our videos come out. There's going to be plenty more coming your way. Keep being awesome, team. And if you need anything else, you know where I am.